about number 1, guys? How many terms does number 1 have? 2. So what do we do when they have 2 or 3 terms? Count. There, we're factoring all of them. GCF. There you go. What's the biggest number that goes into 192 and 60? 12. What else do they have besides 12? XY. There you go. Alright, so that leaves you what? 16x to the 3rd plus 5y to the 4th? Y'all okay? Alright, what about number 2? How many terms does that one have?
4.
4. What do we do when we have 4 terms? Group them. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, so let's see. That'd be x squared, x minus 5, plus 3 and x minus 5. Alright, so the only thing that is going to be on your math workshop test this quarter is factoring and square roots. That's it. Just notice how we've done them for like 3 weeks in a row. Alright, what about number 3? This one has 3 terms. But why am I going to work this one differently than number 1 or 2? What's different about this? It has 3 terms. Huh? What you saying, Harrison? You don't know? 3 little reverse spoiling. So tell me what I would do. Yeah. A and A. Yeah, but what do I have to do before I do all that?
You find something that equals to -4.
There you go. There you go. Multiplies to be 4, or -4. Adds or subtracts to be -3. Which one's that? -4 and +1. Very good. Or +1 and -4. Doesn't matter. Alright, number 4 is different, guys. What's different about number 4?
They're both squares.
They're both perfect squares. How many terms do they have? 2, but they don't have a GCF. So what's the square root of 81? 9. Now notice the order. Which one comes first? The letter. There you go. And what kind of signs would give me -81?
A positive and a negative.
There you go. And if you added those, what's 9 plus -9?
0.
0. That's why you don't have that 3rd term in the middle, okay? Y'all okay with that? Alright, what about number 5? Number 5 is a little bit different. How many terms does it have? 4. So we do what? Group them. So let's see, what would that be? That'd be 6x to the 3rd. Y'all okay so far? Alright, and then we're going to take out a negative x. That'll leave me with 3x minus 1. What do you notice?
They're not the same.
They're not the same, right? They're not the same. So do you remember what we call it if they won't factor at all? There's no possible way that they'll ever factor. Start with a P. Prime. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right, what about number 6? How many terms does number 6 have? 4. So let's see, that'll be 4x and x plus 5, right? Take out a minus. Those two have a 3 in common and a y in common. Y'all okay? Alright, here we go. So we got to take it out. We got to be real careful, though. What's -3 divided by -3? 1. +1. There you go. So we got x. What's -15 divided by -3?
5.
What kind of 5? Positive. Are they the same?
Yes.
Yes, I'm so glad I have Jackson. He's the only one awake with me today. Are y'all awake this morning? Do we need to stretch and do our parent graphs again? No, you sure? Oh, we all talked when we said that one, didn't you? Alright, what do we have left besides x plus 5? There you go. Minus 3y. Perfect. Alright, number 7. How many terms does it have? 3. Does it have a GCF, though? Nope. So what are the factors of 64? 8 and 8. How does 8 and 8 give me -16 go? -8 and -8. Oh my Lord, have mercy. What do you notice about those two terms? T minus 8 squared, because they are the exact same thing, but there's 2 of them. This is the one that you're going to see on your multiple choice. This is the one you'll see on ACT. Get it, got it good? Y'all okay? Y'all with me today? All right, last one. Here we go. Number 8. How many terms? 2. They do not have a GCF like number 1 did. What do you notice about 144? It's a perfect square. Notice that the 144 comes first. So when I write them, the 12 has to come first. Then the U comes second. And what kind of signs do you have? Positive and? No. Positive and negative. Positive and negative. So the plus, guys, the addition doesn't matter. You can write that U plus 12. That does not matter. What matters about the order? Which one? The subtraction. Because 12 minus U and U minus 12 are not the same thing. Y'all okay? Get it good? All right, everybody got calculators? Does everybody have graphing calculators? Got them? Get one real quick if you need one. Hurry. And then we are turning to page 5. And we finally got caught up from being out for 2 days. And now I'm about to not see you tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? PSAT. If you are a junior, you will be testing. If you are a sophomore and you signed up to test, that is an amazing experience for you, because they look at your score sophomore and junior year, and you could get a heck of a scholarship off of that. So take it seriously. Sophomores that are not taking the test, you're going to be with certain teachers doing ACT prep, and they should have the stuff put up in the lobby to tell you where you're supposed to go. We did have homework over the weekend, which was page 3. It is going to be due today, but first we have to do page 5. Y'all okay? All right, here we go. So, what are we doing today? Multiply. Okay, so yesterday matrices, but we are multiplying matrices. Now, multiplying matrices is not as easy as it was last week. Remember adding and subtracting? Remember that from Friday? Really easy stuff, right? Multiplying is not so easy. So we're going to learn how to multiply matrices. Do you remember the calculator stuff we did on Friday?
Yeah.
Good, because you're going to need to know how to do it for some of this stuff, okay? So let's start with number 1. Very first thing you should notice on number 1 is that you are not adding or subtracting. What are you doing? You're multiplying. Now, you are not going to have to write these steps every single time. But let's write them this first time so that we all know what we're doing. Got it good? Y'all okay? All right. So, how did we find the dimensions of these before? Rows by column. So what's the dimensions of the first matrix? 2 by 2. And what's the dimension of the second matrix? 2 by 2. That is extremely important, because when we add or subtract, they had to be exactly the same. But when we multiply, they don't have to be exactly the same. Look what happens right here. You see these 2 numbers in the middle? Those have to match up in the middle. You might want to make a note to yourself. When you multiply, the middle 2 numbers have to be the same. When you multiply, the middle 2 numbers have to be the same. The middle 2 of your dimensions. All right, so what's left on the outside? 2 by 2. So the outside are your dimensions of your answer. The outside 2 numbers are the dimensions of your answer. So we're going to have a 2 by 2. Alright, so 2 by 2 means that you're going to have 2 rows and 2 columns, right? Everybody okay with that so far? Alright, here we go. So here's what we do. Look at this first guy right here. What row is he in? I need y'all to stay with me. I need you looking up here with me off your phones. Here we go. He's in the first row. So what's my first row? What 2 numbers? 4 and 1, right? What column is this answer in? The first column or the second column? First column. Everybody okay with that? So here's what you do. You have to multiply the first row by the first column. So what's the first number here? 4. What's the first number here? 3. What's 4 times 3? 12. Then you add, what's the next number? Times is? Are y'all okay? So your answer for that first one will be 12, because 0 plus 12 is 12. Alright, now let's look at this one. What row is this one in? First row or second row? First row, so we're still dealing with the 4 and the 1, right? What column is this one in? Second. So now we're dealing with 0 and 3. So we have the first row times the second column. So we have 4 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 3 is 3. Add them together, and what do you get? 3. Everybody okay with that so far? Okay, let's do another one. Let's look at this one. What row are these 2 in? Second row. So what are we dealing with this time? Come on, guys. What are we dealing with this time? -2 and 3, right? What column is this first one in? First column. So we're dealing with -2 and 3, and 3 and 0. Alright, so what's -2 times 3? -6 plus 3 times 0. 0. What's -6 plus 0? Go. -6. Alright, last one. What row is this one in? First row or second row? Second row, so we're dealing with -2 and 3. What column is this one in? First or second? Second. So we have -2 times 0, which is how much? 0. And 3 times 3. 9. What's 0 plus 9? 9. Y'all okay? Alright, let's do the next one. Number 2. Here we go. Number 2. What's the dimensions of the first one? 2 by 2. What's the dimensions of the second one? 2 by 2. And when I'm multiplying, what has to happen? Inside numbers have to be the same, are they?
Yes.
Yes. The outside numbers tell me what? The dimensions of your answer. There you go. Do you notice how I draw the blanks? I'm visual. Most of you are visual. That really helps. Until you get the hang of it, okay? Alright, here we go. This very first one. What row is he in? First row. So I have -1 and 0. But what column is he in? First one. So we have -1 times 3 and 0 times -1. 0. Add them together and what do you get? -3. Perfect. Alright, let's do this one. What row is this one in? First row, so -1, 0. But what column is that one in? First or second? 2. Alright, so I got -1 times 2. What's that? Go. -2. Y'all wake up. Come on, stay with me. What's 0 times 4? 0. What's negative 2 plus 0? Negative 2. Perfect. All right, what row is this one in? Second column. Second row, I'm sorry. First column. So we got 3 and 7 and 3 and negative 1. What's 3 times 3? Go. 9. And what's 7 times negative 1? Perfect. Add them together, and what do you get?
2.
Positive 2. I got Kenan waking up with me now. I had Jackson, I got Kenan. We're on a roll. We got 2 now. Here we go. What row is this one in? Second. What column is that one in? So I got 3, 7, and 2, 4. What's 3 times 2? 6. And what's 7 times 4? 28. Very good. All right, what's 6 plus 28? 34. Are y'all okay? You want to try number 3? You see if you can try number 3, okay? See if you can try number 3. See if you can try number 3. All right, did you get 7, negative 7, 14, and 14? Anybody need some help? Y'all okay? Oh, sweet niblets, y'all got this. Here we go. Let's keep going. All right, number 4. Number 4. What's the size? Like, those are not the same thing, right? So, would I be able to add those or subtract those when we have a quiz? No, but this is multiplication, right? So, what's the size of the first one? 2 by 2. What's the size of the second one?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. And the only thing that has to happen is these inside numbers have to be the same. Are they the same? Yeah, they're the same. So can I multiply them? Yes, I can. And my outside 2 numbers give me my answer dimensions. What's my answer dimensions?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. There you go. So we got 2 rows and 3 columns. I know some of you got the hang of it, but you might want to write that just like I did until we get the hang of all of them. Y'all ready? You think you can try it? You want me to do it with you? Yeah, on the first one? Okay, all right, let's do the first one together. Okay, here we go. What row is this answer in? First row or second row? First row, so I'm going to deal with negative 3 and 1. And what column is this one in? First. So I have negative 3 times 4, negative 12. And then 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Are y'all okay? All right, what about this next guy? What row is he in? First row. What column? Second column. So I got negative 3 and 1 and 0 and 1. All right, so that gives me 0 plus 1. Looks like I got the hang of it now. Do y'all have the hang of it now? All right, you try it. Finish it out. See what you can do. Alright, I had to squeeze that in. Did y'all get that same answer? Negative 15, 1, 7. 26, negative 2, negative 12. Y'all okay? Alright, you guys calculators ready to go? Got them ready? Alright, here we go. Let's take our calculators. If you were not here on Friday, you need to pay special attention. Alright, does anybody remember where we go first? Some of you are already getting it. Second, then where? Matrix. Okay, my finger's still there for those of you that need to find it. Second matrix. So second matrix. Y'all okay so far? Then we go over to edit. We hit enter. Alright, what's the size of this first guy?
2 by 2.
2 by 2. So 2 enter, 2 enter. And then we type in all those numbers. Negative 3, 1, 5, negative 2. Y'all okay? Alright, let's go to it again. Second matrix. Go over to edit. But I'm not going to edit the first one. Which one am I going to edit this time? The second one. Edit the second one. Hit enter. What size is the second one? 2 by 3. And then type all those numbers in. Alright, then you're in edit mode. You got to get yourself out of edit mode. How do you do that?
Second quit.
Second quit. There you go. And then you do second matrix. Enter on A. And then we're multiplying. Second matrix. Go down to B. Enter. And you should get those same numbers. Y'all okay? Cool stuff? Second matrix. Enter on A. To look like mine. Okay, then times. Second matrix. Go down to B. And then hit enter. And then enter one more time. Alright, let's look at number 5. What are the dimensions of the first one on number 5? Go. How many rows? 3 by 2. What are the dimensions of the second one?
2 by 2.
2 by 2. Middle ones match up, right? So if they match up, that means it's legal. I can do it. And what's the outside numbers tell me?
The dimensions of your answer.
There you go. So you're going to have a 3-row, 2-column. Alright, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do it by hand first. Because your quiz on Thursday or Friday, your quiz is just going to be by hand. You cannot use your graphing calculator on your quiz. Then after you get it by hand, try it with your calculator. Because your test, you'll be able to use your calculator. Hand first. Hand first. What's he? Me. Oh. Alright, check, make sure you got the same answer. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to try 6, 7, 8, and 9. Try those last 4, okay? And what did the directions say to do if it's not possible? What do?
Right.
Remember? Write impossible. Remember that from Friday? If it's not possible, just write impossible. Sure. Try by hand first. That's what's going to be placed on. Then check it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, whatever it is. Yeah, 2 times 2 is 0. Just the rest of those till 9. That's it. Continue. That one, so that was the 3rd row with -5 here, and it's the first column. So -5 and 2 here. And then this one is the 3rd row and the 2nd column. Hand first, then check it your calculator, okay? Hand first, then check it.
But
Okay.
what is the line in number 7?
Line on the side. It's because I did it in my computer and I put the numbers too far apart, and you know how it is with that blue line, and then I had to screenshot it to get it on here, so I don't like that. I don't like that out for next year. I realize it's listed on there. Did y'all see what he was talking about on 7? Let's see this. Don't worry about that little squiggly. It's just from the computer. Alright, finish out through 9. Really hope you need some help. Alright, check 16. Make sure. You should have already checked it in your calculator. about number 7? What do you know about number 7? Impossible, why? Why is it impossible to do? And there you go. So you got a 3 by 2 and a 1 by 3. These two don't match up, so it's impossible. Very good. All right, 2 more. All right, there's 8 and 9. You having any issues? You okay? Okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to do a quiz on Thursday. So what's your quiz going to be on? What's the first thing that it's going to be on? Determine dimensions, right? What's the next thing it's going to be on? Solve equations with the matrices. What's the next one? Add and subtract. How do you add and subtract? You line them up and add and subtract, right? What has to happen to your 2 matrices? What do you have to know about them first? Have to be the same dimension. Then what's it going to be? Multiply what we did, okay? How do you have to multiply? How do you do those? We have to check first. Inside numbers of the dimensions have to be the same. Are y'all okay? Alright, do you get to use your graphic calculator on your quiz? No, but you get to use a calculator, just not a graphic calculator, okay? Real good? Alright, homework tonight is in your workbook. It's in your workbook, page 39, and it's a whole 4 problems. The whole 4 problems. Yes. What do you think? Do you need this to study? Yes? Okay, alright. Well then Thursday, your homework, page 3 will be due, okay? Page 3 will be due on Thursday. We'll hold on to it, because it's on the back of that. We'll hold on to page 3, but it will be due on Thursday, okay? Alright, so go ahead and grab your workbook real quick. If you hustle, you got about 5 minutes left. If you hustle, you can get your homework done and you won't have any to do tonight. Well, Bobby.